The Vow. Chapter 1. The Envelope. 2 days before I marry the love of my life, someone tries to destroy everything. The envelope arrives at my apartment on Thursday morning. No return address. Just my name, Ethan Cross, printed in block letters across plain white paper. I almost toss it with the wedding RSVPs and vendor invoices cluttering my kitchen counter. I should have. Instead, I tear it open while my coffee brews, expecting another congratulations card from some distant relative. What slides out makes my stomach drop. 3 photographs. Old ones, edges worn, colors faded, like they're from the 90s. The first shows a man I don't recognize, mid-30s, dark hair, strong jawline, standing beside a young woman with auburn hair outside a diner called Rosie's. They're laughing, his arm around her shoulders. Something about his smile feels familiar in a way that makes my skin crawl. The second photo shows the same man with a different woman. Blonde this time, pregnant, her hand resting on a considerable belly. Different location, different year based on his graying temples. Same smile. The third photo is a birth certificate. Partially obscured, but I can read enough. Father's name, Marcus Cross. Mother's name, Jennifer Hartley. Child's name, Olivia Jennifer Hartley. Date of birth, April 3rd, 1995. My fiancée's birthday. My hands start shaking before my brain catches up. I set the photos down, stare at them spread across my granite countertop like evidence at a crime scene. Because that's what this feels like. A crime, an accusation. There's a note, handwritten on lined paper torn from a spiral notebook. Ask your father about Jennifer Hartley. Ask Olivia about her birth certificate. Some secrets don't stay buried forever. Some weddings shouldn't happen. The coffee maker beeps. I don't move, can't move. My father's name is Marcus Cross. He's been married to my mother, Catherine, for 42 years. He's a retired accountant in Tacoma, Washington. He coaches Little League, volunteers at food banks, never misses Sunday dinner. He's also the man in these photographs. I know my father's face. I've seen it every day of my 30 years on this planet. In mirrors, in old photo albums, in family videos. That's him. 25 years younger, maybe 30, but unmistakably him. The crooked smile. The way he stands with his weight on his left leg. The cowlick above his right temple. That's my father with a woman who isn't my mother. And if the birth certificate is real, if this Jennifer Hartley gave birth to Olivia on April 3rd, 1995, then my father is... No, this is insane. This is someone's sick joke. 2 days before my wedding, someone decides to send anonymous accusations with decades-old photos that prove nothing. Could be photoshopped. Could be anyone. Except I already know it's not. I grab my phone, pull up the photo gallery, scroll back to last Christmas. There's Olivia opening presents at her mother's house in Portland. And there, in the background on the mantel, a framed photo of a young woman with auburn hair. Jennifer Hartley, Olivia's mother, the woman I've met exactly twice, both times briefly, because she's not good with crowds and prefers to keep to herself. The woman who died of cancer 4 years ago, taking her secrets with her. I zoom in on the Christmas photo, enhance the image, compare it to the photograph from the envelope. Same woman, no question. Same auburn hair, same delicate features, same tentative smile. My coffee sits forgotten as I sink into a kitchen chair. The apartment feels too small suddenly, walls pressing in, air too thick to breathe properly. Saturday is supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Olivia and I have been planning this wedding for 18 months. 200 guests, garden venue in Willamette Valley, string quartet, 3-tier cake, honeymoon in Maui. We met 3 years ago at a marketing conference in Seattle. I was presenting on digital strategy. She was attending as a freelance graphic designer looking to expand her client base. We got coffee after my panel, talked for 4 hours straight, and I knew before we said goodbye that I'd just met someone extraordinary. She's brilliant, funny, kind in ways that make me want to be better. She volunteers at animal shelters, cries during commercials, makes the world's worst puns, and laughs at mine, even when they're terrible. She has this way of tilting her head when she listens, giving you her complete attention like nothing else in the universe matters. I love her. God, I love her so much it physically hurts. And someone is telling me she's my sister. Half-sister, technically, if any of this is real. Same father, different mothers, which means we share 25% of our DNA. Which means the wedding can't happen. Which means 3 years of my life, every plan we've made, every future we've imagined, gone. Unless it's not true. Unless this is a mistake, a misunderstanding, a cruel prank from someone who wants to hurt us. I grab my phone again, pull up my father's contact, finger hovering over the call button. It's 9 a.m. He'll be in his woodshop building birdhouses for the church fundraiser. Mom will be at her Thursday morning yoga class. Normal morning, normal life, normal family. Except apparently nothing about my family is normal. I don't call, can't call. Because if I ask him about Jennifer Hartley and he says yes, if he confirms this nightmare, then it's real. As long as I don't ask, as long as I don't know for certain, there's still a chance this is all wrong. Schrödinger's secret, both true and false until observed. But Saturday is in 48 hours. Guests are flying in. Vendors are setting up. Olivia is at her final dress fitting right now, probably FaceTiming her maid of honor, laughing about last-minute details. Should I tell her? Show her these photos? Accuse her mother, her dead mother, of hiding this massive secret? Accuse my father of infidelity and abandonment? My phone rings. Olivia's name lights up the screen, her contact photo showing her mid-laugh at the beach last summer, hair wild in the wind, eyes bright with joy. I almost don't answer, almost let it go to voicemail. Hey, beautiful, I say, forcing normalcy into my voice. Hey, yourself, guess who looks absolutely stunning in her wedding dress? Let me think, my incredibly gorgeous fiancée? She laughs, that full-throated genuine sound that makes my chest warm. Made my chest warm. Past tense, present tense. I don't even know anymore. Damn right. Ethan, I can't believe it's almost here. 2 more days, and you're stuck with me forever. Forever. The word lands like a punch. What does forever mean if this is true? What does anything mean? Can't wait, I manage. Everything else going okay? Yeah, Mom's handling the final flower delivery, Jake confirmed the band setup, and your groomsmen actually responded to the group text for once. Miracles do happen. You sound weird, though. You okay? Just wedding jitters. You know. Ethan Cross, are you getting cold feet on me? She's teasing, voice light, but there's an edge underneath. A genuine question. Olivia worries sometimes that I'm too good to be true, that she doesn't deserve this happiness. She's told me about her childhood. Father absent, mother distant and depressed. Growing up feeling unwanted. She's told me I'm the first person who's ever made her feel truly chosen. And now I'm holding evidence that might prove we should never have met. Never, I tell her, and mean it. Even now, even with these photos staring at me from the counter, I mean it. I love you. Nothing changes that. I love you too. Okay, I gotta run. Mara's dragging me to lunch. See you tonight? Yeah, tonight. She hangs up. I sit in my kitchen, phone in one hand, photographs in the other, trying to figure out how to dismantle my entire life in 2 days. There has to be an explanation. Has to be. People have doppelgangers. Birth certificates get errors. Anonymous notes from strangers don't get to destroy relationships. But what if it's true? I think about family gatherings, holidays, birthdays. My father and Olivia have met maybe a dozen times over 3 years. He's always been polite, welcoming, appropriately affectionate. Nothing weird or uncomfortable. If he knew, if he somehow recognized her as his daughter, wouldn't there have been something? Some tell, some sign? Unless he didn't know. Unless Jennifer Hartley never told him. Unless he walked away from a pregnant woman 30 years ago without looking back. No, not my father. The man who coached my baseball team, who taught me to change oil in a car, who cried at my college graduation. That man doesn't abandon pregnant girlfriends. Except the photos don't lie. That's him. That's her. That's a birth certificate with his name on it. I need proof, real proof. Not anonymous accusations and old photographs. I open my laptop, create a new incognito browser window, search for Jennifer Hartley Portland, Oregon obituary 2021. Results flood the screen. Third link down, there she is. Jennifer Ann Hartley, 52, passed away peacefully on March 17, 2021, after a courageous battle with ovarian cancer. Jennifer was born in Eugene, Oregon, to Robert and Carol Hartley. She is survived by her daughter, Olivia Hartley, and sister, Patricia Hartley Morrison. Jennifer worked as a nurse at Providence Portland Medical Center for 25 years, where she touched countless lives with her compassion and skill. She loved gardening, classic films, and her daughter above all else. A private memorial was held. Standard obituary. Nothing unusual. No mention of a husband, no mention of Olivia's father. Just daughter. Single mother raising a child alone, like my father was never there. I searched deeper, public records, social media, anything. Jennifer Hartley's digital footprint is minimal, a LinkedIn profile last updated 6 years ago, a Facebook account that was barely used. No photos of Marcus Cross. No connection between their lives except one possible intersection 30 years ago. And Olivia. I navigate to the Washington State Public Records database, search for marriage licenses and divorces under Marcus Cross. Only one result: Marcus James Cross married Catherine Ann Rodriguez on June 14, 1983. No divorces, no other marriages. Which means if my father was with Jennifer Hartley, it was an affair. My mother. God, does she know? Has she carried this secret for decades? Or is she as clueless as I was an hour ago? I checked the timeline. I was born in March 1995. Olivia was born in April 1995, 1 month apart, which means our mothers were pregnant at the exact same time, which means my father was sleeping with 2 women simultaneously, impregnating them both, choosing one and abandoning the other. The man I thought I knew doesn't exist. The family I thought I had is built on lies. Unless I'm wrong, unless there's still an explanation. I grab my keys, stuff the envelope into my jacket pocket, and head for the door. If I'm going to blow up my life, I need to be absolutely certain. First stop, my parents' house. Chapter 2. The Confrontation. The drive to Tacoma takes 90 minutes. 90 minutes of spiraling thoughts, worst-case scenarios, and practicing conversations that all end in disaster. Hey Dad, funny story, are you Olivia's biological father? Quick question before the wedding, did you cheat on Mom 30 years ago? Remember that time you told me honesty was the foundation of every relationship? Cool, let's talk about Jennifer Hartley. None of them feel right. All of them feel necessary. I call my office, tell them I'm taking a personal day. Family emergency, which isn't technically a lie. My boss, Rachel, doesn't ask questions, just tells me to take care of whatever I need. She probably thinks it's wedding stress, cold feet. Normal pre-marriage panic, if only. My parents live in the same house they bought in 1984, a modest 3-bedroom craftsman in North Tacoma, with a yard my father has maintained obsessively for 40 years. Roses in the front, vegetable garden in the back, birdhouses he builds himself hanging from every available tree. It's the kind of house that appears in realtor ads with captions like "charming family home" and "established neighborhood." The kind of house that looks perfect from the outside. I park on the street, sit in my car for 5 minutes, trying to steady my breathing. This could go 100 different ways. He could deny everything. He could confirm everything. He could tell me something worse I haven't even considered yet. Or he could tell me it's all a misunderstanding, and I can go back to planning my wedding with a clear conscience. Please let it be that. Please. I walk up the driveway, notice my father's truck in the garage, workshop light on. Mom's car's missing, yoga class, then grocery shopping. Thursday routine, reliable as clockwork. Which means I have my father alone, at least for an hour. The workshop door is open. I hear classic rock playing softly, smell sawdust and wood stain. My father stands at his workbench, sanding a partially assembled birdhouse, completely absorbed in his task. He's 67, but looks younger, still strong, still active, full head of gray hair, and the same crooked smile I inherited. The same smile I've seen on Olivia's face 1,000 times. Jesus Christ. Hey, Dad. He looks up, face breaking into that familiar grin. Ethan, didn't expect you today. Thought you'd be drowning in last-minute wedding chaos. Yeah, about that, we need to talk. Something in my tone makes his smile falter. He sets down the sandpaper, wipes his hands on his jeans, studies my face. Everything okay? You and Olivia all right? I don't know. You tell me. I pull out the envelope, spread the photographs on his workbench like playing cards. Watch his face. Watch his eyes move from the diner photo to the pregnancy photo to the birth certificate. Watch 30 years of secrets slam into the present tense. He goes pale, actually pale, color draining from his face like someone pulled a plug. His hand grips the edge of the workbench, knuckles white. Where did you get these? His voice comes out rough, barely above a whisper. Does it matter? Are they real? Silence, long, terrible silence. The radio plays a Springsteen song I usually love. Now it just feels obscene, this cheerful music in the background of my life falling apart. Dad, are they real? He sits down heavily on his workshop stool, suddenly looking every one of his 67 years. Who sent you these? Anonymous, this morning, 2 days before I marry Olivia. Which is a hell of a coincidence unless someone knows something I don't. So I'm asking you, is Olivia your daughter? He doesn't answer immediately, just stares at the photos like they might spontaneously combust if he looks hard enough. Dad, is Olivia your daughter? Yes. 1 word, 3 letters. My entire world collapses. I actually stagger backward, hand reaching for the workshop wall to steady myself. Some part of me was still hoping, still believing this was all a terrible mistake. But there it is. Confirmation, truth. Nightmare made real. Jesus Christ. I can barely breathe. Jesus Christ, Dad. Ethan, I'm about to marry my sister, my half-sister. In 2 days, 2 days. And you've known this entire time? I didn't know about you and Olivia until last year. Last year? My voice cracks, rises. You've known for a year? Let me explain. Explain what? That you cheated on Mom? That you got another woman pregnant? That you abandoned your own daughter? Which part needs explaining exactly? He flinches like I've hit him. I didn't abandon her. I never knew Jennifer was pregnant. Bullshit. It's true. Jennifer and I, it was brief, a few months. I was 26, engaged to your mother, panicking about commitment. I made a terrible mistake. When I ended it, she never told me about the baby. I didn't know Olivia existed until... He trails off. I wait. When he doesn't continue, I prompt, until what? Until your engagement party, last November. Jennifer sent me a letter. The engagement party, 14 months ago. We rented out a restaurant in Portland, invited everyone we loved. Both families met for the first time. My parents drove down from Tacoma. Olivia's mother didn't attend, too sick by then, treatment taking its toll. But she sent a beautiful card. That's when he found out. Jennifer wrote to you? She was dying, stage 4 cancer. She wanted me to know I had a daughter before she was gone. Wanted to give me the choice to have a relationship with Olivia if I wanted. She enclosed photos, proof, her contact information. She said she'd never told Olivia about me, raised her alone, never asked for anything. But she thought I deserved to know. And you did nothing. What was I supposed to do? His voice rises now, too, defensive. Show up at her funeral and say, hey, by the way, I'm your deadbeat dad? Destroy your mother's trust? Ruin your engagement? I was paralyzed, Ethan. I didn't know how to handle it. You should have told me. When? How? Congratulations on finding the love of your life. She's your sister. Wedding's off. I want to scream, want to punch the wall, want to rewind time to this morning before the envelope arrived and I lived in a universe where this wasn't happening. Does Mom know? He hesitates. Yes, I told her right after I got Jennifer's letter. We've been trying to figure out what to do. For over a year, you've had over a year to figure it out, and you chose to do nothing, to let me plan a wedding, to let Olivia and I build a life together, knowing it was all wrong. It's not wrong. You love each other. That's real. We're related. We share DNA. That's not love. That's... I can't even finish the sentence. Too grotesque. Too impossible. You didn't grow up together. You didn't know. It's not... Don't. I hold up a hand, cutting him off. Don't try to rationalize this. Don't tell me it's okay that I've been sleeping with my half-sister for 3 years because we didn't know. That doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. He stands, takes a step toward me. I back away. Ethan, does Olivia know? Did Jennifer tell her before she died? No, at least I don't think so. Jennifer's letter said she hadn't told Olivia anything. She wanted to leave that choice to me. Great, perfect. So not only is my life destroyed, but I get to be the one who destroys Olivia's too. I get to look her in the eyes and tell her the man she's about to marry is her brother. Tell her the family she never had turns out to be a sick joke. Tell her every moment of our relationship has been built on a biological impossibility. Who sent the envelope? I ask. If Jennifer's dead and you didn't tell anyone, who the hell sent me these photos? I don't know. Someone knows, Dad. Someone knows about you and Jennifer, knows about Olivia, knows about the wedding. Who? He shakes his head, genuinely confused. Jennifer's sister, maybe? Patricia? She was at the funeral. Maybe Jennifer told her before she died. Why wait until 2 days before the wedding? I don't know, Ethan. Maybe she hoped I'd do the right thing on my own. Maybe she's trying to force my hand. I don't know. I grab the photos, shove them back in the envelope, start toward the door. Where are you going? To tell Olivia, before she finds out from another anonymous letter. Wait, let me come with you. Let me help. Help? I spin on him. You've had 14 months to help. You chose silence. You chose cowardice. So no, you don't get to help now. You don't get to be part of this. Ethan, please. Did you love her, Jennifer? He stops, caught off guard by the question. I cared about her, but I loved your mother. I chose your mother. You chose wrong. You should have been honest. With everyone, from the start. I was 26, scared, stupid. And now you're 67, still scared, still stupid. The difference is, your mistakes are about to destroy your son's life. I walk out before he can respond, before I do something I'll regret, before the anger building in my chest explodes into something worse. Behind me, I hear him call my name, but I don't stop. Don't look back. The drive to Portland takes 2 hours. 2 hours of white-knuckle gripping the steering wheel, tears I won't let fall, and a phone that won't stop buzzing with texts from my father that I refuse to read. This is happening. This is real. In 2 hours, I have to tell the woman I love that we can never be together. Chapter 3. The Truth. Olivia lives in a small bungalow in the Richmond neighborhood, a place she's rented for 5 years while saving up for the house we were supposed to buy together after the honeymoon. Yellow exterior, white trim, garden boxes overflowing with herbs and vegetables she tends obsessively. I have a key. I've stayed here hundreds of nights, made breakfast in that kitchen, fallen asleep on that couch watching movies, imagined a future where we'd eventually move somewhere bigger, start a family, grow old. All of it gone. I park on the street, sit in my car for the 3rd time today trying to prepare for a conversation I'll never be ready for. How do you tell someone you love that everything between you is impossible? That biology has made your relationship into something society deems unacceptable, that you have to walk away from the best thing in your life because of choices made 30 years ago by people you barely knew? There's no good way, no gentle approach, just brutal honesty and the hope that somehow, impossibly, we both survive this. I use my key, let myself in. Liv! In the living room! She's on the couch, laptop open, surrounded by wedding binder, seating charts, vendor contracts, the administrative chaos of planning a big event. She looks up when I enter, smiles that smile that lights up her entire face, and I have to physically force myself not to turn around and run. She's wearing yoga pants and one of my old college sweatshirts, hair pulled back in a messy bun, glasses sliding down her nose. Beautiful in that casual, unself-conscious way that first made me fall for her. No makeup, no pretense, just Olivia being herself. My sister. God, I can't do this. Hey, wasn't expecting you until tonight. Everything okay? Then she sees my face. Really sees it. Ethan, what's wrong? You look like someone died. Someone did. the version of me who woke up this morning engaged and happy. He's gone. We need to talk. Her smile vanishes. She closes the laptop, sets it aside, fear creeping into her expression. Okay, you're scaring me. I sit in the armchair across from her, needing distance, needing space to breathe. The envelope feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. I set it on the coffee table between us. I got something today, anonymous, and I went to see my father to ask him about it. And what he told me, Liv, there's no good way to say this. Say what? Just do it. Fast, like ripping off a bandage. Your mother and my father had a relationship 30 years ago. Before you and I were born, they had a child together. She stares at me, not comprehending. What are you talking about? My father is your biological father. We're half-siblings. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. I watch her process the words, see them hit her brain, see the confusion, the disbelief, the dawning horror. That's not funny. It's not a joke. Ethan, your mother's name was Jennifer Hartley. She worked as a nurse in Portland. She had a relationship with my father, Marcus Cross, in 1994. She got pregnant. She never told him. She raised you alone, and now we're engaged. And someone sent me proof, and my father confirmed it this morning. I push the envelope across the table. She doesn't move, doesn't touch it, just stares at it, like it might explode. This is insane. My mother never mentioned. This doesn't make sense. Look at the photos. She doesn't want to. I see the resistance, the denial, the desperate hope that if she doesn't look, it won't be real. But finally, slowly, she reaches for the envelope, pulls out the photos. Looks. Her hands start shaking. That's my mom. I know. And that man, is that your dad? Yes. She flips to the birth certificate, reads it, rereads it, looks up at me with eyes that are starting to well with tears. No, this can't be real. There's a mistake. Maybe it's someone who looks like him. Maybe the birth certificate is wrong. People make errors. I confronted him, Liv. He admitted it. He's known since our engagement party. Your mother sent him a letter before she died. Told him about you. What? She wanted him to know he had a daughter. She never asked for anything, never told you. Just wanted him to know before she was gone. And he chose to say nothing. For 14 months he knew. And he said nothing. Olivia is crying now, tears streaming down her face, chest heaving with breaths she can't seem to catch. Why wouldn't she tell me? Why wouldn't she tell me who my father was? I asked her, Ethan. I asked her so many times growing up. She always said it was complicated, that he wasn't in the picture, that it was better if I didn't know. I thought he was abusive, or dangerous, or just didn't want me. I never thought. She breaks down completely. I move to the couch without thinking, pull her into my arms because that's what I've always done when she cries. But the moment I touch her, we both freeze. This gesture, this intimate, automatic comfort, suddenly feels wrong, forbidden. She pulls away, puts the coffee table between us again, wipes her eyes. We can't be. We are. But we didn't know. We didn't grow up together. It's not like. It doesn't matter. The DNA doesn't care that we didn't know. She's hyperventilating now, panic attack building. I know the signs, seen them before when her anxiety gets bad. I want to help, to guide her through the breathing exercises she taught me, but I don't know if I'm allowed to touch her anymore. Don't know what's appropriate when your fiancée becomes your sister. Live. Breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Count to 4. She follows my voice, focuses on the breathing, gradually calms. When she speaks again, her voice is small, broken. The wedding has to be canceled. 200 people, flights, hotels, the venue. None of that matters. My dress. She laughs, a horrible, hysterical sound. I have a dress. I did the final fitting this morning. I looked so beautiful, Ethan. I've never felt beautiful like that before, and now I'm never going to wear it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. This isn't your fault. It's not yours either. She looks at me, really looks at me, and I see the moment when everything we've been to each other shifts. The love doesn't disappear. I can still see it in her eyes, still feel it in the space between us. But it's different now, tainted, impossible. I love you, she whispers. I love you too. That doesn't change. It has to change. It has to, Ethan, because we can't be together. Not like this. I know. More silence. We sit in the wreckage of our future, surrounded by wedding plans neither of us will ever use, loving each other in a way the world says is wrong. Who sent the envelope? She asks finally. Maybe your Aunt Patricia? My dad thinks your mother might have told her before she died. Aunt Trish? Olivia shakes her head. We're not close. She lives in Seattle, came to the funeral, sent a sympathy card, and that's it. Why would she wait until now? I don't know. Maybe she wanted to give my father a chance to tell us himself. Maybe she's been struggling with the decision. Does it matter? I guess not. She stands abruptly, starts pacing. I have to call people, cancel everything, tell everyone the wedding's off. What do I even say? Sorry for the inconvenience, turns out we're related? We don't have to tell them the real reason. What, we lie? Make up something about cold feet or irreconcilable differences? Would you rather tell 200 people the truth? She stops pacing, horror crossing her face. Oh God, people are going to find out. This is going to be a scandal, a story. Everyone's going to know. My coworkers, my friends, your family. They don't have to know. We call off the wedding. We move on. We keep the reason private. Your parents know. Whoever sent the envelope knows. Secrets don't stay secret, Ethan. This is going to come out. She's right. In today's world, with social media and gossip and curiosity, this kind of thing doesn't stay quiet. Someone will talk. Someone will speculate. The truth will emerge, and when it does, will become a cautionary tale, a punchline. That couple who almost married their sibling. Maybe we leave, I say suddenly. What? Leave. Portland, Tacoma, all of it. Start over somewhere new where no one knows us. Change our names if we have to. Ethan, I'm serious. We didn't do anything wrong. We fell in love before we knew. We're not criminals. But we're siblings. That doesn't change just because we move. Half-siblings. And we didn't grow up together. Some states, some countries, the laws are different. This isn't universal. She stares at me. Are you suggesting we still get married? I'm suggesting we don't let other people's definitions destroy what we have. What we have is based on a lie, on not knowing. The love is real, Liv. Everything else might be wrong, but what we feel, that's real. She sits back down, head in her hands. I can't think about this right now. I can't. It's too much. 2 hours ago, I was getting my dress fitted. Now I don't even know what we are anymore. We're Ethan and Olivia. That hasn't changed. Everything has changed. She's right. Everything has changed. The future we planned, the life we imagined, the simple assumption that we could be together, all of it erased by biology and bad timing and secrets kept by people who are dead or cowardly. I should go, I say, because staying feels cruel. Being this close to her, loving her this much, knowing I can't have her, it's torture. Yeah, okay, I stand. She doesn't look at me. I make it halfway to the door before she speaks again. Ethan? Yeah? Did you mean it? About leaving? Starting over? Every word. That's crazy. I know. But you'd do it? For us? In a heartbeat. She finally looks up, tears still streaming, but something else in her expression now. Not hope exactly, but not complete despair either. Give me time to process this, to figure out what I want. Don't make any decisions yet. Okay? And Ethan? I love you. I don't know what that means anymore, but I love you. I love you too. I leave before either of us can say anything else. Get in my car, drive aimlessly for an hour because I can't face going home, can't face my apartment full of wedding gifts and shared memories. My phone buzzes. Text from my mother. Your father told me what happened, please call me. I don't call, can't handle her voice right now, her explanations or excuses or attempts at comfort. Another text, this one from Olivia's maid of honor, Mara. Liv just called me, holy shit, are you okay? So it begins. The phone calls, the questions, the slow unraveling of privacy as more people learn the truth. I drive to a park, sit on a bench overlooking a duck pond, and try to figure out how to live in a world where the person I love most is the one person I can never have. Chapter 4. The Fallout. The next 24 hours are a blur of canceled reservations, awkward explanations, and the slow dismantling of a wedding that cost $40,000 and 18 months of planning. I call the venue first, explain that due to unforeseen family circumstances, we need to cancel. They're sympathetic but firm. Deposits are non-refundable. $5,000 gone in a 3-minute conversation. The caterer, the florist, the band, the photographer. Each call is its own small death. Each vendor offering condolences while tallying up costs that don't disappear just because the event does. By the end of the day, we've lost nearly $20,000 in deposits and cancellation fees. Olivia handles the bridal party and her family. I handle mine. We agree on a script. We've realized we're not ready for marriage. We need more time. We're sorry for the inconvenience and appreciate everyone's understanding. It's bullshit, but it's better than the truth. Most people accept it. Express disappointment. Offer support. Ask if there's anything they can do. A few press for details. What happened? What changed? Was there someone else? We deflect, repeat the script, promise to explain later when we've processed everything. My mother calls 6 times. I ignore 5, finally answer the 6th. Ethan, honey, please talk to me. What do you want me to say, Mom? I want you to let me explain. Your father and we were trying to protect you. By lying? By letting me almost marry my sister? We didn't know what to do. Marcus was going to tell you, but then Jennifer died, and it seemed cruel to disrupt Olivia's grief, and then you two were so happy. So you decided to just let it happen? Hope no one found out? We were planning to tell you, after the wedding, once you two were legally married and settled. We thought if you were already committed, already had that bond, it might be easier to accept. I actually laugh, can't help it. You thought it would be easier to find out after we were married, after we'd made legal and religious vows, after we'd started a life together? I know how it sounds. It sounds delusional, Mom. It sounds like you and Dad were more interested in protecting yourselves than protecting us. That's not fair. None of this is fair, but you don't get to play victim here. You had choices. You made bad ones. She's crying now, voice breaking. I'm sorry. We're both so sorry. We love you, Ethan. We were trying to do the right thing. The right thing would have been honesty. The right thing would have been telling me the moment you found out, not letting me live in ignorance for 14 months. Can we see you? Talk about this in person? I don't want to see either of you right now. Ethan, I have to go. I have to tell Grandma her flight is canceled and make up a lie about why her grandson isn't getting married. So if you'll excuse me, I have more damage control to handle because of your secrets. I hang up before she can respond. Feel guilty immediately. She's my mother, she's crying, she's genuinely devastated. But I'm not ready to forgive. Not yet. Maybe not ever. By Friday evening, the night before what should have been my wedding, I'm exhausted, emotionally wrung out. The apartment feels too quiet, too empty. Olivia and I haven't spoken since yesterday. She texted once. Made all the calls. Everyone knows it's off. How are you holding up? I responded, about as well as you'd expect. You? Her reply, same. This is hell. That was it. No phone calls, no plans to see each other. Because what would we even say? What do two people do when they're in love but can't be together? When every instinct says to comfort each other, but doing so feels increasingly inappropriate? My best man, Jake, shows up at 7 p.m. with whiskey and takeout. Figured you shouldn't be alone tonight, he says, letting himself in. I'm fine. You're a terrible liar. Come on, sit, eat. Tell me what the hell happened. Jake and I have been friends since college. He knows me better than almost anyone. He was there when I met Olivia, heard me talk about her nonstop for 3 years, helped plan the bachelor party. He deserves the truth. But can I tell him? We sit on the couch, containers of Thai food spread across the coffee table. Jake pours 2 generous glasses of whiskey, hands me one. To the worst Friday night in recent history, he toasts. We drink. The whiskey burns. I welcome it. So, Jake says carefully, unforeseen family circumstances. That's what you told everyone. What does that actually mean? It means exactly what it sounds like. Bullshit, you and Liv were solid. 2 days ago, you were excited about the wedding. What happened between then and now that was catastrophic enough to cancel everything? I can't tell you. Why not? Because it's not my secret alone, and once I say it out loud, it's real in a different way. You'll know, and you'll look at me differently. Jake sets down his drink, turns to face me fully. Ethan, I've known you for 12 years. You're my best friend. There's nothing you could tell me that would change that. I want to believe him, want to trust that friendship can survive anything. But this isn't normal relationship drama. This isn't infidelity or financial problems or incompatible life goals. This is something society has explicitly forbidden for thousands of years across nearly every culture. Olivia and I are related, I say finally. Half siblings. We share a father. We didn't know until yesterday. Jake stares at me, blinks. What? My father had an affair 30 years ago. The woman got pregnant, raised her daughter alone without telling him. That daughter is Olivia. We met, fell in love, got engaged, and someone sent me proof 2 days before the wedding. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And your dad, he knew? Since our engagement party, 14 months ago. The woman, Olivia's mother, sent him a letter before she died. He chose not to tell us. Jake stands up, starts pacing, processing. This is insane. This can't be real. I wish it wasn't. But you didn't grow up together. You didn't know. That's not, I mean, technically we're half siblings. Technically we share 25% of our DNA. Technically, in most places, we could never legally marry even if we wanted to. But you didn't know. That has to count for something. Does it? Does not knowing make it okay that I've been sleeping with my sister for 3 years? Jake flinches at the word. Don't call her that. That's what she is. She's Olivia. She's the woman you love. The rest is just biology. Biology matters, Jake. Society matters. Law matters. You can't just ignore those things because they're inconvenient. He sits back down, grabs his whiskey, downs half of it in one swallow. Okay, what are you going to do? About what? About Olivia. About the relationship. You're not seriously considering just walking away, are you? What choice do I have? You have every choice. You love each other. You built a life together. That doesn't disappear because of information you didn't have. Jake, I'm serious. You didn't do anything wrong. Neither of you did. This is just really shitty luck. But the love is still real. The relationship is still real. Relationship between siblings. Half-siblings who didn't grow up together and didn't know they were related. Context matters. I look at him, searching his face for disgust or judgment or horror. I find none of it, just genuine concern and stubborn loyalty. You don't think it's wrong? I think it's complicated, but wrong? No. Wrong implies choice, implies intent. You didn't choose this. You didn't know. How can something be wrong if you had zero agency in creating the situation? Most people wouldn't see it that way. Most people aren't in this situation. Most people get to judge from a distance without having to actually navigate it. He has a point. It's easy to have opinions about hypothetical scenarios. It's harder when it's your life, your love, your future on the line. Olivia asked me if we should leave, start over somewhere new where no one knows us. And I said yes. I told her I'd do it in a heartbeat if it meant we could be together. Jake nods slowly. Then why aren't you? Because she needs time to process. Because we both need to figure out if that's actually viable or just desperate fantasy. It's viable if you want it to be. People relocate all the time. New jobs, new cities, new identities. It's doable. And if the truth comes out anyway, if someone connects the dots, DNA tests are everywhere now, Jake. Ancestry websites, medical records. Even if we run, eventually someone might figure it out. Then you deal with it then, but you don't preemptively sacrifice your happiness based on what might happen. I want to believe him. Want to believe love can triumph over biology and social norms and family secrets. But I'm terrified. Terrified of making the wrong choice, of dragging Olivia into something worse, of living in hiding or shame for the rest of our lives. I don't know what to do, I admit. Talk to her. Really talk to her. Figure out what you both want, independent of what anyone else thinks. Then make a choice and commit to it. And if we choose each other, if we decide to say screw it and be together anyway, then I'll help you pack, and I'll be the first person to visit wherever you end up. You'd still be my friend? Even knowing? Ethan, you're one of the best people I know. That doesn't change because your dad made terrible choices 30 years ago. You're still you. Olivia's still Olivia. And love is rare enough in this world. If you two have it, you should fight for it. I feel tears building, threatening to spill. It's the first time since this started that someone has validated my feelings without judgment. The first time someone has said it's okay to want what I want. Thanks, man. Anytime. Now eat your pad thai before it gets cold, and let's get drunk enough that tomorrow morning hurts. We spend the rest of the evening drinking, eating, and deliberately not talking about the situation. Jake tells stories from work. We watch mindless action movies, and for a few hours, I almost forget that my life is falling apart. Almost. At midnight, the moment I should be at my rehearsal dinner, toasting with family and friends, preparing for tomorrow's ceremony, I get a text from Olivia. Are you awake? Yeah, can I call? Please. My phone rings 30 seconds later. I step into my bedroom for privacy, close the door. Hey. Hey. Her voice is rough, like she's been crying. I couldn't sleep. Keep thinking about tomorrow, about what should be happening. Me too. I was supposed to wake up early, have breakfast with my bridesmaids, get my hair and makeup done, spend hours getting ready, taking photos, being excited. Instead, I'm alone in my house eating ice cream and crying. I'm sorry. Stop apologizing, this isn't your fault. Isn't it? My father, our father, she corrects quietly. He's our father. We share him, apparently. Hearing her say it, acknowledging the biological reality, makes it concrete in a way it hasn't been until now. Have you talked to him, I ask? No, I don't even know what I'd say. Hi, Dad. We've never met, but I'm about to not marry your son? Despite everything, I laugh. She does too, a small, broken sound. I've been researching, she says, after a moment. Researching what? Us, this situation, laws, precedents, other people who found themselves in similar circumstances. And? It's more common than you'd think. Not common, but not unheard of. Genetic sexual attraction, they call it. When biological relatives meet as adults and experience attraction because they share traits but no familial bond. There are support groups, forums, studies. Support groups? For people like us, who found out too late, who fell in love before knowing. They share stories, advice, coping strategies. What kind of advice? Most people walk away, end the relationship, grieve, move on. That's the recommended path, the healthy path. My heart sinks. Most people. But not everyone, some people. They stay together, relocate somewhere with different laws, or just live quietly without legal marriage. They say the first few years are hard, dealing with guilt, shame, social isolation. But eventually, if the love is strong enough, it becomes normal. They're normal. You're saying there's a precedent for this working? I'm saying it's possible. Not easy, but possible. Silence stretches between us. I hear her breathing on the other end. Imagine her in her bedroom surrounded by wedding planning materials she'll never use. Liv, what do you want? I want to wake up tomorrow and marry you. I want our wedding, our honeymoon, our life. I want everything we planned. But I also want to not feel sick every time I think about my DNA. I want to not wonder if our kids would have genetic problems. I want to not hide and lie and live in fear of people finding out. So you want to end it. I want to end it. I want to be the kind of person who does the right thing, who walks away, who chooses morality over happiness. But I'm not, Ethan. I'm selfish and desperate, and so in love with you that the thought of never seeing you again makes me want to die. Then don't walk away. It's not that simple. Why not? We're adults. We make our own choices. If we want to be together, then what? We lie to everyone forever? Move across the country, change our names, cut off our families. Hope no one ever connects the dots? If that's what it takes. You say that now, but in 5 years, 10? When you resent me for costing you your family, your friends, Your normal life? I could never resent you. You don't know that. People change, circumstances change. Love isn't always enough, Ethan. She's right, and I hate it. Love should be enough. In every movie, every song, every story, love conquers all. But this isn't a story. This is real life with real consequences and real complexity. What if we take time, I suggest? Not decide anything right now, just take a few months apart. Let the dust settle. See how we feel when the shock wears off. You mean break up? I mean take a break. No contact, no relationship, but not a permanent ending. Just space to process and figure out what we actually want versus what we think we should want. I don't know if I could do that. 6 months without you? Better than forever without me. She makes a sound that's half sob, half laugh. I hate this. I hate that we have to make these choices. I hate your father for creating this situation. I hate my mother for keeping secrets. I hate whoever sent that envelope for perfect timing. Me too. But I don't hate you. I could never hate you. I don't hate you either. Whatever happens, whatever we decide, that doesn't change. Okay. She takes a shaky breath. Okay, let's do it. 6 months. No contact. We both take time to process, to figure out what we want without the other person's influence. And then we meet, talk, and decide. Where? What? Where do we meet? When the 6 months are up, where do we have that conversation? She thinks for a moment. The place we first met, the Seattle Conference Center. There's a coffee shop on the first floor. That's where we talked for 4 hours. June 13th, 6 months from tomorrow, 2 p.m. June 13th, she repeats. If we both show up, we have the conversation. If one of us doesn't show, the other has their answer. It's terrifying and perfect. A deadline, a meeting point, a way forward that doesn't require immediate resolution. I'll be there, I promise. So will I. We stay on the phone for another hour, talking about nothing important, savoring each other's voices because we won't hear them again for half a year. Finally, exhaustion wins. I should let you sleep, Olivia says. Yeah, you too. Ethan? Yeah? I love you. In whatever way I'm allowed to love you, I do. I love you too. Same way. Always. We hang up. I sit in my dark bedroom, phone in hand, and try to imagine 6 months without her. 6 months of wondering, processing, grieving, hoping. It feels impossible, but it's the only option we have. Chapter 5, The Separation. 6 months is a long time when you're not allowed to contact the person you love most. The first month is the hardest. I wake up every morning reaching for my phone, ready to text Olivia something funny, or send her a photo, or just say good morning. Then I remember. Remember the rule, the boundary, the agreement. No contact. Not until June. I throw myself into work, take on extra projects, volunteer for overtime, say yes to every meeting and assignment Rachel offers. Anything to keep my mind occupied, to fill the hours that used to be filled with Olivia. My coworkers notice, ask if I'm okay, if the canceled wedding is still bothering me. I smile, say I'm fine, just keeping busy. They accept it because people always accept I'm fine, even when it's obviously a lie. Jake checks in every few days. Casual texts, invitations to grab drinks or see a movie. He doesn't ask about Olivia directly, respects the boundary, but his presence reminds me I'm not completely alone. My parents try to reconcile. My mother calls weekly. My father sends emails, long rambling apologies that I read but don't respond to. They want forgiveness, want absolution, want to be let off the hook for their choices. I'm not ready to give them that. Instead, I start therapy. Find a counselor who specializes in complicated family dynamics. I don't tell her the whole truth at first, just that I ended a relationship due to unexpected family connections. She doesn't push, lets me share at my own pace. By week 3, I tell her everything. To her credit, she doesn't flinch, doesn't judge, just listens, asks thoughtful questions, helps me untangle the guilt from the grief, from the genuine love. You're mourning multiple losses, she tells me during one session. The relationship as you knew it, the future you planned, your sense of identity within your family, even your trust in the concept of knowable truth. That's a lot of grief for one person to carry. So what do I do with it? You feel it, you sit with it, you stop trying to logic your way out of emotions that aren't logical. And eventually, when you're ready, you decide what kind of life you want to build from here. It's good advice, hard advice, the kind that requires showing up for yourself even when showing up feels impossible. I start running. Never been much of an athlete, but I need the endorphin release, the physical exhaustion, the excuse to be outside my own head for 45 minutes a day. I download audiobooks, lose myself in other people's stories, other people's problems. Anything but my own. By month 2, the sharp edge of grief dulls into something more manageable. I still miss Olivia constantly, still see things I want to share with her, still dream about her at night. But it doesn't incapacitate me anymore. I can function, mostly. I finally respond to my parents, agree to meet them for lunch at a neutral location. The conversation is awkward, stilted, full of apologies I'm not ready to accept and explanations that feel insufficient. I need time, I tell them. I'm not ready to forgive you yet. Maybe someday, but not now. My mother cries. My father accepts it with the kind of defeated nod that says he expected as much. We agree to try family dinner in a few months, baby steps towards something that might eventually resemble normal. I also reach out to Patricia, Olivia's aunt. Send a carefully worded email asking if she was the one who sent the envelope. She responds within hours. Yes. I'm sorry for the method and timing, but Jennifer made me promise to intervene if Marcus didn't tell you himself. She was worried he'd choose silence over honesty. I waited as long as I could, hoping he'd do the right thing. He didn't, so I did what Jennifer asked. I hope you can forgive me someday. I don't know if I forgive her, but I understand her position. She was honoring a dying woman's wishes, trying to prevent something she believed was wrong. It's hard to fault someone for that. Month 3 brings unexpected complications. I run into Olivia's best friend, Mara, at a grocery store. We make eye contact across the produce section. She looks like she wants to approach, but isn't sure if she should. I make the decision for her, walk over. Hey. Hey. She studies my face. You look like hell. Thanks. You too. She laughs, but it's not funny. Olivia made me promise not to talk to you. Said it would be too hard, too much like a connection to her. But seeing you, are you okay? Define okay. Fair point. She's struggling too, in case you're wondering. Lost weight, stopped taking freelance work, barely leaves her house. Hearing about her pain makes mine worse. Tell her, I stop. Actually, don't tell her anything. We agreed to no contact. That has to include secondhand messages. Right, yeah, of course. Mara shifts her grocery basket to her other arm. For what it's worth, I don't think you two did anything wrong. I think the situation is impossible and unfair, but I don't think you're bad people. That actually helps. Thank you. June 13th, right? That's when you two meet? She told you? She tells me everything. I'm rooting for you, Ethan. Both of you. Whatever you decide. She leaves before I can respond, disappearing into the crowd of Saturday shoppers. I abandon my cart, go home, and spend the rest of the day staring at the ceiling, wondering if Olivia is doing the same. Month 4 is when I start researching seriously. Not just the emotional aspects, but the practical realities of choosing each other. Laws vary by state and country. Some places explicitly prohibit half-sibling relationships, even between adults who didn't grow up together. Others have no laws on the books at all, leaving it in a legal gray area. A few countries don't criminalize it, provided there's no marriage or procreation. I make spreadsheets, compare cost of living, job markets, extradition treaties. Research genetic counseling for potential children. Turns out the risk of complications for half-siblings is lower than I thought, only marginally higher than unrelated couples. It feels clinical, reducing love to logistics. But if Olivia and I choose each other in June, we need a plan. Need to know where we could actually build a life together without looking over our shoulders constantly. I also dig into the science of genetic sexual attraction. Read academic papers, case studies, first-hand accounts. Learn that it's theorized to happen because biological relatives who don't grow up together lack the Westermarck effect. The desensitization to sexual attraction that occurs when people are raised in close proximity from early childhood. In other words, our brains didn't recognize each other as siblings because we didn't grow up as siblings. We met as strangers, fell in love based on genuine compatibility, and only later discovered the genetic connection. It doesn't make it okay in society's eyes, but it makes it understandable, human, not monstrous. Month 4 also brings an unexpected phone call. Late Thursday evening, unknown number. I almost don't answer. Hello? Ethan, this is Patricia. Patricia Hartley Morrison, Olivia's aunt. I sit up straight, suddenly alert. Hi, I got your email last month. I know, I've been wanting to call to explain more fully. Do you have a few minutes? Yeah, sure. She takes a breath. Jennifer was my little sister, 5 years younger. We were close growing up, but drifted apart in our 20s. She got pregnant with Olivia, and I didn't even know until Olivia was 6 months old. Jennifer had this way of keeping things private, of handling everything herself. It drove me crazy. She never told you about my father? Not at first, but eventually, yes. Years later, when Olivia was maybe 10, Jennifer had a health scare. Turned out to be nothing, but it spooked her. She told me about Marcus, about the affair, the pregnancy, her choice to raise Olivia alone. She made me promise not to tell anyone, especially not Olivia. Why? She was ashamed. Of the affair, of getting involved with a married man, of disrupting another family. She convinced herself that Olivia was better off not knowing, that ignorance was protection. I leaned back against my couch, processing. But she changed her mind. When she got her cancer diagnosis, yes, terminal from the start, she had maybe 6 months. And suddenly all those secrets felt heavy. Cruel, even. She wanted Olivia to know where she came from. Wanted Marcus to know he had a daughter. So she wrote to him. And asked you to intervene if he didn't tell us. Yes. I argued with her about it. Told her she should tell Olivia herself while she still could. But Jennifer was stubborn. She said Marcus deserved the chance to be a father, to make the choice she never gave him 30 years ago. She wanted him to be the one to tell you both. He didn't. No, he didn't. And I watched the months tick by. Watched your engagement announcement, the wedding website go live, the invitations get sent. I kept thinking he'd do it. That any day now, he'd find his courage and tell you. But he never did. So you sent the envelope? 2 days before your wedding. I know the timing was awful. But I couldn't let it happen, Ethan. I couldn't let you and Olivia make vows you didn't understand. Jennifer would have been devastated. My throat tightens. Did Jennifer know that Olivia and I were together? Silence. Long, painful silence. Patricia? She knew, Patricia says quietly. The engagement party. You mentioned it was in Portland, that both families attended. Jennifer didn't go. She was too sick by then, but she saw the photos. Olivia posted them on Facebook. And there, in the background of one photo, was Marcus. Jennifer recognized him immediately. Jesus. She called me that night. She was hysterical. She'd just written to Marcus a week earlier, told him about Olivia, and now she'd discovered that you two were engaged. She felt like it was her fault. Like her silence 30 years ago had created this nightmare. It's not her fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just tragic, Patricia finishes. That's the word Jennifer used. She said it was like a Greek tragedy, fate and secrets and love all twisted together. She died 6 weeks later. Her last words to me were, "Promise you won't let them make that mistake, promise." I'm crying now, can't help it, for Jennifer, who carried this burden alone. For Olivia, who never knew her father. For my parents, who chose cowardice. For all of us, trapped in circumstances none of us created. Thank you, I manage, for telling me, for honoring her wish. I'm sorry it had to be that way. The anonymous envelope, the timing. I didn't know how else to do it. It's okay, you did the right thing. Are you and Olivia? We're taking time, 6 months, no contact. We meet in June to decide. And what do you think you'll decide? I wipe my eyes, consider the question. I think we'll choose each other. And I think it'll be hard. But I also think Jennifer would understand. She loved Olivia more than anything. She'd want her to be happy, even if happiness looks different than society expects. Patricia makes a sound that might be a laugh or a sob. You're probably right. Jennifer always said love was rare, that if you find it, you hold on with both hands, consequences be damned. Sounds like good advice. It is. Take care of yourself, Ethan, and take care of my niece, if that's what you both decide. I will. She hangs up. I sit in the dark apartment, feeling lighter somehow. The story has more pieces now. Jennifer wasn't a villain or a victim, just a woman who made choices, kept secrets, and tried to fix them before she died. I can live with that. Month 5 brings my 31st birthday. Jake organizes a small dinner with a few close friends. They sing, present cake, offer gifts. It's nice, normal. Almost enough to make me forget that the person I most want to celebrate with isn't there. My phone buzzes during dessert, unknown number. I almost ignore it, but something makes me look. Happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. See you in June. Oh. She broke the no contact rule. Sent one text, simple and brief, but enough to make my entire chest ache with longing. I type out a response 3 times, delete it 3 times, finally settle on. Thank you. See you in June. I break the rule too. We're both human, both struggling, both counting down to the same date. One text doesn't undo 6 months of work. It just reminds us what we're working toward. The next 4 weeks crawl by. I finish my research, talk through scenarios with my therapist. Have difficult conversations with Jake about what it would mean to essentially disappear from my current life. I'd miss you, he says honestly. But I get it. And like I said before, I'd visit. Wherever you end up, I'd visit. Even knowing? Even knowing. You're my best friend, man. That doesn't change because your family tree is complicated. I also write letters I'll never send. To Olivia, to my parents, to Jennifer Hartley, who's been dead 4 years but still feels relevant. Writing helps process the emotions therapy can't quite reach. Helps me articulate what I actually want versus what I think I should want. By the time June 13th arrives, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Chapter 6. The Choice. I arrive at the Seattle Conference Center 30 minutes early, too nervous to be fashionably late, too anxious to risk anything going wrong. The coffee shop is exactly as I remember, small, tucked into a corner of the lobby, minimalist decor and overpriced espresso. The table where Olivia and I first talked 3.5 years ago is occupied by a businesswoman on a phone call. I take a table nearby, order coffee I don't drink, and watch the clock on my phone tick toward 2 p.m. 1:47 p.m., 1:52 p.m., 1:58 p.m. What if she doesn't come? What if 6 months gave her clarity I don't have, and she decided walking away is the right choice? What if I'm sitting here alone at 2:15, 2:30, 3 fights, realizing the love of my life chose self-preservation over us? 2:00 p.m. The door opens. Olivia walks in. She looks different. Thinner, like Mara said. Hair longer, pulled back in a ponytail. Wearing jeans and a sweater I don't recognize. But her eyes are the same. Searching the room, finding me, filling with an emotion I can't quite name. Relief? Joy? Terror? All of the above. She walks over, sits across from me at the small table. We don't touch, don't hug or hold hands, or do any of the things that used to come naturally. Just sit, separated by 2 feet and 6 months, and the weight of a decision that will define the rest of our lives. Hi, she says. Hi. You're here. So are you. A smile flickers across her face, tentative, uncertain, but real. I wasn't sure you would be. I promised. People break promises. Not me, not about this. She nods, looks down at her hands folded on the table. I've been dreading this conversation for 6 months, and wanting it, at the same time. Me too. Did you figure it out? What you want? Did you? I asked first. Fair enough. I take a breath, gather my thoughts, try to condense 6 months of therapy and research and sleepless nights into something coherent. I love you. That hasn't changed. If anything, 6 months apart made it clearer. You're not just habit or convenience or comfort. You're the person I choose, the person I want, the person who makes my life better just by existing in it. And I know that what we have is complicated, possibly illegal depending on where we live, definitely frowned upon by society. But I also know that we didn't do anything wrong. We fell in love before we knew. We didn't grow up as siblings. We don't have that familial bond, that shared childhood, that psychological barrier. We're 2 adults who happen to share a father and happen to meet as strangers and happen to build something real. And I think if we want to be together, we can. It'll be hard. We'll have to relocate, maybe change our names, definitely limit contact with certain family members. We'll have to accept that some people will never understand, never approve, never accept us. But I've done the research, Liv. There are places we could go, ways we could live. It's not impossible, it's just difficult. I run out of words, sit back, heart pounding, waiting for her response. She's crying, silent tears streaming down her face, not bothering to wipe them away. "I love you too," she says finally. "I've tried not to, spent 6 months trying to convince myself it would be easier to walk away, to find someone else, to build a normal life without all this complication. But I can't. I can't stop loving you just because our DNA says I should. And I don't want to. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, Ethan. The first person who made me feel like I wasn't a burden, wasn't too much, wasn't unworthy of love. You saw me, really saw me, and chose me anyway. And I know what we're proposing is crazy. I know people will judge us, that we'll lose friends and family, that we'll have to live in hiding or exile or whatever you want to call it. But I'd rather have a hard life with you than an easy life without you." Hope flares in my chest, bright and terrifying. "You're saying yes? You want to try?" "I'm saying I don't want to walk away, but I need to know you've thought this through. Really thought it through. Not just the logistics, but the emotional cost. We'll lose people, Ethan. Your parents, maybe your friends. My Aunt Patricia, probably. People from our old lives who can't accept this. I've thought about it. I'm willing to pay that cost. And kids? We talked about having kids someday. The genetic risks are low, but not zero. Can you live with that uncertainty? We can adopt, or use donors, or not have kids at all, if that's what we decide. There are options. And if people find out, if someone from our past recognizes us, connects the dots, we could be outed, shamed, possibly face legal consequences depending on where we are. Then we handle it, together. We've already survived the worst of it. Finding out, losing the wedding 6 months apart. If we can survive that, we can survive anything. She searches my face, looking for doubt or hesitation. I let her see everything, the love, the fear, the determination. I researched too, she says, spent months looking into places we could go, laws we could navigate. I made lists of cities, countries, scenarios. Talked to a lawyer, anonymously, didn't give names, about legal implications. Talked to a therapist about the psychological impacts. I wanted to be sure I wasn't just running toward you, but running towards something sustainable. And what did you find? That it's possible. Not easy, but possible. Portugal has no laws prohibiting consanguineous relationships between adults. Neither does France, Spain, most of South America. We could go somewhere with good expat communities, rebuild our careers, live openly or semi-openly, depending on comfort level. You're serious? I'm terrified, but yes, I'm serious. We sit in silence, the magnitude of what we're agreeing to settling over us. This isn't a fairy tale ending. This is choosing a hard path because the alternative, living without each other, is harder. So we do it? I ask. We really do this? We do it, but we do it smart. We plan carefully, we protect ourselves, and we promise to be honest with each other about the cost. If it gets too hard, if one of us starts to resent the sacrifices, we talk about it. We don't let resentment build. Deal. She reaches across the table. I take her hand. The touch is electric after 6 months without any physical contact, familiar and new at the same time. I missed you, she whispers. I missed you too. Every single day. We sit like that for a long moment, holding hands across a coffee shop table, making the choice that will define everything that comes next. When do we leave? Olivia asks. As soon as we can arrange it. I'll give notice at work, sell the apartment, pack what matters. 2 months, maybe 3? What do we tell people? The truth. Part of it anyway. That we're relocating for work opportunities. Starting fresh. People reinvent themselves all the time. This isn't that unusual. And your parents? I think about my mother's tear-streaked face, my father's guilt-ridden apologies. I'll tell them I need distance, that I'm not ready to forgive yet and need to build a life somewhere new. They won't like it, but they'll understand. They owe me that much. And Jake? Your friends? Jake knows. He's offered to help. The others. I'll tell them what they need to know. That I'm moving, that Olivia and I decided to try again in a new place. Not the whole truth, but not a lie either. She nods, processing. This is really happening. Only if you still want it to. I want it. I'm scared, but I want it. Me too. Both things. We stay in the coffee shop for another 3 hours, talking through details, making plans, occasionally just sitting in companionable silence. When we finally leave, we walk out together, hands clasped, facing an uncertain future with the only certainty that matters. We're choosing each other. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together. Epilogue. 2 years later. Lisbon is beautiful in the early morning. I stand on our apartment balcony, coffee in hand, watching the city wake up. Red tile roofs, narrow cobblestone streets, the Tagus River glittering in the distance. 24 months in this city, and I'm still not tired of the view. Olivia joins me, wrapping her arms around my waist from behind, resting her cheek against my shoulder blade. Morning. Morning. Sleep okay? Better once you came to bed. You were up late again. Finishing the Johnson project. Had to send files before the Seattle office opened. I work remotely now, freelance consulting for multiple firms. It gives us flexibility, income, and the freedom to be anywhere in the world. Olivia does the same with graphic design. We're not wealthy, but we're comfortable. More importantly, we're happy. Jake emailed, she says. Wants to visit in October. 3rd time this year, he's going to run out of vacation days. He misses you. I miss him too. Jake has been our lifeline to our old world. The one friend who visits regularly, who accepts us completely, who doesn't ask uncomfortable questions. My parents haven't visited. We exchange emails occasionally. Surface-level updates about their lives, careful neutrality about mine. But the relationship is fundamentally changed. Maybe someday we'll find our way back to something resembling closeness. But not yet. Mara wants to come with him this time, Olivia adds. Yeah, that could be good. It would be nice to have her here. I miss having another woman to talk to. We've built a life in Lisbon, but it's small, carefully contained. We have acquaintances, friendly neighbors, people we nod to at the market. But no deep friendships. No one who knows our full story. It's the price of the life we chose. Privacy over community, peace over transparency. Most days it feels worth it. You have regrets? I ask, not for the first time. Some days, she admits, not for the first time. I miss teaching yoga, miss my old studio, my regular students, miss feeling like I was part of a community instead of always slightly outside it. We could go back, we could... No? She squeezes tighter. The regrets are manageable, livable. What wouldn't be livable is losing you. So yes, some days I miss what we left behind, but I never miss it more than I love what we have. I turn in her arms, cup her face in my hands, kiss her forehead. I love you. I love you too. 2 years in, the words still carry weight. Still feel like a choice we make every day. To be together despite the odds, despite the complications, despite what anyone else thinks. We go inside, make breakfast. fall into the comfortable rhythm of shared life. Olivia works on designs for a Portuguese winery's rebrand. I join a video call with a client in New York. We break for lunch, eat at our tiny kitchen table, talk about weekend plans. Normal life, strange life, our life. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown Portuguese number. I almost ignore it, probably spam, but something makes me check. Mr. Cross, this is Dr. Carvalho from Hospital de Luz. Your paperwork for the procedure has been approved. We can schedule the consultation whenever you're ready. Olivia looks up from her laptop. Is that? Yeah, the vasectomy appointment. They approved it. We decided 6 months ago, no biological children. The genetic risks are low, but not zero. And more importantly, we don't want to create a situation where a child someday has to grapple with their parents' complicated history. Adoption is still on the table for the future, but biological children, biological complications, we're choosing to avoid that entirely. You're sure? Olivia asks, not for the first time. I'm sure. Are you? I am. It's the right choice, for us. I schedule the consultation for next week, add it to our shared calendar, and we move on with our day. That evening, we walk along the waterfront. Lisbon's lights reflect off the river. Street musicians play fado. Tourists and locals mix in the warm summer air. Olivia loops her arm through mine, leans her head on my shoulder. Do you ever wonder what our lives would look like if the envelope never came? She asks. All the time. Would we have gone through with the wedding? Probably. We'd be married right now, living in Portland or Seattle. Maybe expecting our first kid, blissfully ignorant of the truth. Would that be better? I think about it. Really think about it. I don't know. Ignorance would be easier. But it would also be a lie. We'd be building a life on a foundation we didn't know was cracked. Eventually, someone would have told us. Patricia, or a DNA test, or a deathbed confession. And then we'd have to deal with all of this, plus a marriage certificate and maybe kids, and even more complication. So in a way, the envelope was a gift. A terrible, painful, life-altering gift. But yeah, better to know. We walk in silence for a while, comfortable in our shared thoughts. A street performer plays guitar, his case open for donations. Olivia drops in a few euros, smiles at him. He nods his thanks, continues playing. Then I notice someone staring. A woman, maybe 45, standing near a cafe entrance. American, based on her style, designer jeans, Columbia fleece, expensive camera around her neck. Tourist. She's looking at us with an expression I can't quite read. Recognition? Confusion? My stomach tightens. Ethan? Olivia follows my gaze. What's wrong? That woman, she's staring. The woman starts walking toward us, slowly, hesitantly, like she's not sure she should. My mind races through possibilities. Someone from Portland? Seattle? A wedding guest who remembers us? Excuse me, the woman says, American accent confirming my guess. I'm sorry to bother you, but are you Ethan Cross? My blood runs cold. I think you have me confused with someone else. No, I'm pretty sure it's you. You gave a presentation at a marketing conference in Seattle. 4 years ago? Digital strategy for small businesses. I was in the audience. 4 years ago, the conference where I met Olivia, where our whole story began. I have a weird memory for faces. Never forget them. She smiles, friendly, oblivious to the panic building in my chest. Are you still in Seattle? I'm visiting from Portland. Portland, of course. No, I manage. I relocated a while ago. Oh, that's great. Where are you based now? Europe, traveling, mostly. Freelance work. She nods, glances at Olivia. And this must be your wife? I remember you mentioning getting married. She stops, squints. Wait, you look familiar too. Were you at that conference? Olivia's hand tightens on my arm. No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I could swear. The woman trails off, still studying Olivia's face. Then something shifts in her expression. Recognition becoming something else. Uncertainty. Maybe suspicion. We should go, I say quickly. Nice seeing you. Yeah, you too. But she doesn't move, just watches as we walk away, that strange look still on her face. We don't speak until we're 2 blocks away, tucked into a side street away from the crowds. Do you think she knew? Olivia whispers. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe she just thought you looked familiar and couldn't place why. What if she goes home and Googles us? Finds the wedding announcement? Puts the pieces together? Then we handle it. How, Ethan? How do we handle someone figuring it out? I don't have an answer. We've been lucky for 2 years. No one from our old lives stumbling across us. No awkward encounters. No questions we couldn't deflect. But luck doesn't last forever. We could move, I suggest. Barcelona, Paris, somewhere else. And if it happens again, do we just keep running? If we have to. She pulls away, starts pacing. This is what I was afraid of. This constant looking over our shoulders, wondering when someone will recognize us, when our story will come out. I thought I could live with it. But Ethan? What if I can't? Fear spikes through me. Are you saying you want to end this? No, God, no. I'm saying I'm scared. I'm saying this is hard in ways I didn't fully understand when we made the choice. I pull her close, feel her trembling against me. I know, I'm scared too. But we're okay. That woman doesn't know anything for sure. And even if she suspects something, what's she going to do? Post about it on social media? Tell people in Portland she saw a couple in Lisbon who might be related? It sounds crazy. No one would believe her without proof. You're probably right. We're going to be okay, Liv. We've made it this far. We'll make it further. She nods against my chest, gradually calming. I love you. I love you too. We walk home in silence, the encounter still rattling both of us. But by the time we climb the stairs to our apartment, some of the fear has faded. We're still here, still together, still choosing each other despite the risks. That night, lying in bed, Olivia breaks the silence. Tell me again why we're doing this. Because the alternative, living without you, is worse than any difficulty we might face. Even if people find out? Even then? Even if we have to keep moving, keep hiding? Even then? She's quiet for a moment. What if we stopped hiding? What do you mean? What if we just lived? Openly? Told people our story if they asked? Stopped pretending to be something we're not? Liv, the backlash would be terrible, I know. But maybe it would also be freeing to not carry this secret anymore, to just exist as we are. I think about it. Really consider it. The idea is terrifying and appealing in equal measure. No more lies, no more careful deflections. Just truth, however messy. We'd lose even more people, I say carefully. The few friends who've visited, who've accepted our vague explanations, they might not accept the full truth. Or they might surprise us. Jake did. Jake's one person. Patricia surprised us too. She understood, even though she was the one who exposed the secret in the first place. True. I'm not saying we announce it tomorrow, but maybe we stop running quite so hard. Stop treating our relationship like it's shameful? I pull her closer. You're right. We didn't do anything wrong. We fell in love. That's all. That's all, she echoes. We fall asleep like that, holding each other, making another choice in the endless series of choices that define our relationship. Tomorrow we'll wake up and decide again, and the day after that, and every day for the rest of our lives. It's not the ending we imagined when we met 4 years ago. It's not the fairy tale wedding, the white picket fence, the socially acceptable happily ever after. But it's ours, strange, complicated, imperfect. Ours. And despite everything, or maybe because of everything, it's enough. The end.